how to ask for help without seeming needy, pushy, or incompetent. So you're having a discussion when someone uses a big word or talks about something you have no clue about. Rather than ask what they mean, you nod in agreement because you're worried about looking ignorant or dumb. But now you're really lost and you're anxiously hoping they don't ask you a question. Or you're working on a goal, and although you know people who've succeeded at it, you don't ask for help because you have too much pride to let others know you're stuck. You want to figure it out on your own, but now it takes you way longer than you thought. Asking for help can take many forms, from something as small as asking someone to clarify what they said, asking a question in class, to bigger things like asking a friend to help you move, asking a coworker to help you on a project, asking for money, or even asking someone if they can quiet down during a movie. Many of us struggle with asking for help for many reasons, but we all have this in common. We were never taught how to. Many people don't ask for help for several reasons. They're perfectionists and think, if I'm truly smart, then I shouldn't ever need help. This is a very misinformed way of thinking about intelligence. All the great geniuses asked for help and were actually very proud of doing so. They would interrupt conversations and say things like, "Sorry to interrupt, but can you give me an example of what you meant by such and such?" Asking for help is not just part of being smart. It's why you become smart. They're afraid of rejection. We think, if I'm worthy and good enough, no one should ever reject me. We take any rejection to mean that a person rejected not only our request for help, but us as a person. This self-absorbed way of thinking basically says, everyone should help me every time I ask for help. And if they don't, they're mean and I'm no good. It sounds like a 2-year-old saying, the world has to go my way. We also have the right to say no to others' requests if we're not able to. So change the meaning of rejection, and this will help you overcome it. Here are 5 other ways to see it. Maybe they were really busy. Maybe they don't know how to help you with your request. Maybe they're stressed or going through something tough. Maybe they're afraid they won't help well. Maybe they're working on self-care by learning how to say no. Or simply, they have the right to say no. If someone can't, simply ask someone else. Also use the less stingy word declined instead of rejection. If my help is declined, I praise myself for having asked, acknowledge their right to decline so I don't take it personally, and immediately put my mind on asking someone else. They don't want to feel like they have to return a favor. They think they'll get caught up in a favor for a favor cycle. As you'll see, asking for help in many ways makes the person helping feel special and valued. Viewing relationships as a business transaction makes people feel used. True friends don't keep a score. They don't want to seem needy or pushy, but there's a way to ask where you don't sound this way. They don't feel they've earned the right to ask for help or have helped enough to feel help-worthy. Or the person has already helped you so many times that you feel it's unbalanced and you don't want to be a burden. Overcome this feeling by deeply expressing your gratitude, extending your availability to help them with anything in the future, and remember that asking for help actually strengthens relationships. Some believe others should help them without asking for it. Because if others really care about them, they should know when they need help. This unfair expectation on others demands that people become mind readers, but people won't know if we need help if we don't ask for it. Most times, we simply don't know how to ask for help. These patterns we learn from observing our parents or from interactions and experiences. Maybe your parents never asked for help, or they rejected others' help requests. Or when you asked for help as a child, your parents got frustrated, so you came to believe that people don't want to be bothered. Rethinking how we view asking for help. Asking for help is a sign of strength, because not only does it take courage to express your needs, but it really makes you stronger in every way. People who ask for help have better relationships, health, fitness, get better grades, manage their emotions better, learn and earn more. They also achieve their goals faster because it helps them get solutions and support that would otherwise take hours or even months if done alone through trial and error. Look at how Mike and Manny do over time. No one is born smart, and no one is self-made. Anyone who was ever a genius, successful, or an expert at anything started as a beginner. Albert Einstein didn't speak full sentences until he was 5 years old. Steven Spielberg borrowed his dad's movie camera and shot low-budget amateur films. Thomas Edison was credited for inventing the light bulb, but he didn't do this on his own. He had a big team of scientists working under his supervision, and he used the ideas of other scientists who paved the way for him. Elon Musk hires experts in rocket science and automotive engineering to help his companies SpaceX and Tesla succeed. So if you're starting or growing a business, want to improve a talent or ability, trying to graduate school or college, want to be a millionaire, or just want to be happier in your life, you'll need help, so might as well become an expert at asking for help. We think people are born geniuses because of how advanced they are, but we fail to see how they started and what habits made them advance so fast. We just see their accomplishments, but they reached enormous success because they weren't afraid to ask for help. Focus on learning instead of proving yourself. If you live to prove yourself constantly, you'll never feel like you're enough. You'll become arrogant when you do better than others and feel insecure when you underperform or are outperformed. You'll avoid challenges that put you at risk for failing, but most importantly, your ego and desire to be praised will stunt your growth because you're too proud to seek the support you need. When you focus on learning and contributing to others' lives, you regain humility, intrinsic confidence, and asking for help no longer remains a fear, but a passion so you can achieve your dreams. Asking for help is like a muscle. It grows with incremental practice. Maybe your asking for help muscle is not that strong right now, and that's okay. Practice right now with these tips. Soon, asking for help becomes easy, automatic, and actually gratifying. When we ask someone to help us because we find them to be an expert on our specific need, it's like a major compliment for them. They feel valued, recognized, needed, and it boosts their ego a bit. Many people will go above and beyond, like invite you to lunch to talk more and give you extra resources when they're approached as an expert. Many people are also invested in your growth, such as true friends, classmates, and colleagues who really want you to succeed. You inspire others to do the same. Many times others want to ask for help, but they're afraid to as well. When at your job or class you ask for help or ask questions, you'll realize that others had the same question but were afraid to ask. Your desire to learn, rather than try to look smart, is actually an attractive quality that inspires others to start doing the same. It creates a collaborative community when others can comfortably ask for help. It creates a strong bond of trust and support where we can admit mistakes, share concerns, and take risks without consequences. Asking for help keeps you humble and hungry for growth at the same time because you realize you can't go far on your own. And because you learn much faster with help, it inspires you to imagine just how much you can accomplish in life by asking for help even more. You don't have because you don't ask. The tools, people, and resources you need to achieve your goals and happiness don't just fall on your lap, no matter how much you think you deserve them. The world doesn't owe you anything. Those who ask persistently get what they need. Studies show as much as 90% of the help coworkers give one another is in response to direct requests. So if you don't ask, you won't get help. That's simple. It doesn't hurt to ask. You'll be surprised what you can accomplish if you just ask. One day, my teacher colleagues mentioned how you can get teacher discounts at many places. Being curious, while paying for my meal at a Norm's restaurant, I asked if they had a discount for teachers while showing my professor ID, and they gave me a 10% discount off my order. Another time, I asked my close friend if he can give me some marketing tips. He ended up explaining his company's marketing plan for 2 hours on the phone, and even invited me to shadow him at work and meet his marketing team. I was so grateful. I've learned that it doesn't hurt to ask. You'll be surprised at how much people can help, how much time you can save, and how much you can accomplish. You gain more confidence, and honestly, what's the worst that can happen? They say no? Ask for help like a pro. So how do we seek help in a way that leads to more yeses and makes us not seem needy, pushy, or incompetent? Know when to ask. Don't ask during the middle of a lecture. Hold your question until the professor asks if there's any questions, during a partner share or group discussion time, or before and after class. In the meantime, write your questions down. Some professors or managers welcome questions at any time during a lesson or training. So raise your hand and make sure your question is on topic. Don't ask when someone is distracted, in the middle of eating, is in a bad mood, extremely busy, in a rush, sick, or during an emergency. Ask for help after you've tried your best but are still stuck and don't want to waste further time, because you don't want to constantly ask for help with everything before you even try, because you become dependent on others. How to ask. Ask in person, not email or via text. Studies show you're 34 times more likely to get a request in person than electronically. Remember to ask privately so you don't put people on the spot and create pressure to say yes. Acknowledge their skills, knowledge, or expertise. Hi, Larry. I know you're an expert with computers. Hi, Debbie. I thought of you immediately because you're so knowledgeable about public speaking. Dave, the PowerPoint master. I have a question for you, my friend. Give them an out to say no. Do you have a minute to help me with the specific question, please? If not, no worries. Or, I know you must be busy right now, and please say no if you can't. Or, I'd appreciate your help with something if you can. No pressure if you can't. Be specific, limited, and purposeful. Asking a peer, I don't understand anything, can you help me, is not helpful to anyone. If instead you say, I understand the part where blank, but I'm stuck on the part about blank. Or, can you explain step 4 of this problem, specifically how you decided to multiply by this number? Or, I don't understand what part 3 of the assignment is. May you explain that to me, please? Avoid terms like, I'd like to pick your brain about such and such, or I'd like to connect, catch up, or chat. Just get straight to the point. I'd like advice on blank. I'd like your feedback on this document. I'd like to see how we might be able to do business together or support our fitness goals. If you're asking a roommate or a partner to help more, instead of saying, could you help out more around the house? Be specific. Say, can you help wash the dishes or take out the trash, whichever you prefer? I'd really appreciate it. Be limited to 1 or 2 questions or requests so you don't overwhelm the helper. Be purposeful and explain why you need that help. I really need to pass this test. Or, I see how confident you are with math and I would greatly appreciate any study tips. Or, I need to move my things into my new place by Sunday and I don't have a truck or can rent one at this time. If they can't help, ask for a resource, idea, or a person they think might be able to help. Do you recommend someone I should ask? Do you have any ideas that might help me figure this out? Think graciously and show the impact of your help. Thanks for staying. I really appreciate your time. I'm grateful for your help. I'm more confident now. That was so helpful. I'll be able to pass this test. After applying their help, don't forget to tell them how it went. Hey, Greg, I just wanted to show you that I applied everything you taught me and I got the promotion. Hey, Steve, those tips worked. I'm so grateful. Look, I got an A+ on my exam. This is the best way you can thank them. If you're still caught up about needing help, use these phrases. Could you lend me a hand? Would you do me a favor? Could you advise me about blank? Could you review this plan, please? Could you assist me in blank? I'd appreciate some support with. I'd appreciate your thoughts about blank. I'd love to know how you'd approach this problem. I'd appreciate your feedback regarding blank. Give value to others. People will love to help you if you have a reputation as a helpful person or someone who constantly adds value to others. If you rarely help or do help but with a look of being inconvenienced, people won't want to help you. If a friend is sick, drop off some medicine or some food. If a colleague looks swamped, offer to take some work off their plate, even if it's 5 or 10 minutes worth. If a friend has to Uber because their car is in the shop, offer them a ride for that day. If your boss or teacher is struggling to carry items, offer to carry them and set up their presentation. These tips will give you a great start on asking for help to get the support you need. Remember, help and resources don't magically come to you. Help comes to those who seek it, so get in the habit of asking.